Hey guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and today we're driving one of my all-time favorite cars, a Lotus Esprit V8 Turbo. Alright guys, so today we have a special treat. We're driving a 2000 Lotus Esprit V8 twin turbo. I've never driven one before, so this is I always had this poster on my wall as a kid, you know, the early versions of the Esprit. I almost bought a 95 S4S, which was the 300 horsepower four-cylinder turbo, but I've never been able to drive the V8. So today, thanks to Gulf Motorsports, which has this 2000 Esprit for sale, they're going to let me do a review of it. Check out their website if you're interested in this car or any of the great sports cars they have. I'm sure you'll get a good deal from them. Go to their website and you can see their inventory. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the Esprit V8 for those that don't know. It's a 3.5 liter twin turbo V8, mid-engine, manual only, producing 350 horsepower, 0 to 60 in about 4.4 seconds, top speed of 175 miles an hour. It's my favorite configuration, stick shift, mid-engine, rear-wheel drive, and also has pop-up headlights. What's better than that? It's a very lightweight car, especially by today's standards. It's just over 3,000 pounds. Now, it's small too. It is a wider car, but it's 173.8 inches in length, which is about an inch longer than my 1 Series M. All right, guys, so let's take it for a spin. All right, first time driving an Esprit V8. Right here? Okay, great. Well, first of all, I hear the noise, and the great thing about the car is the V8 engine. Handling is actually pretty good too, because it's mid-engine and rear-wheel drive, our favorite configuration. Wow, listen to the sound. Sounds great. Pretty easy to shift. You know, the clutches back then were stiffer. It's not like a light modern clutch, so you do have to muscle it a little bit. Brakes are pretty good, you know, the same as 90s sports cars. It's funny with the signal, it actually doesn't tell you, just I think my Exige was the same way. It doesn't tell you which way you're turning, but just that you are turning, right? So whether you go left or right, that directional goes off. Oh, there we go. Now, does this Lotus have any modifications?
No, this one's all stock.
Okay, great. It's hard to find a stock Lotus, especially in good shape like this one.
We tend to try to deal with cars that are all stock, unmolested, unmodified.
No stories.
No stories, yeah.
A lot of times, I mean, I like modifications, but a lot of times when you buy it, you always want to, I always want to start with a blank slate. You know, start with a stock car, and then if you want to put it, oh, it handles great. Wow, look at that. I'm 6 feet tall, and even with the sunroof here, I have plenty of headroom. Oh, this is a fun car to drive. Wow, look at this. I feel nimble. The steering is very responsive. This car gets a lot of looks. When we were stopped at that light, that guy was looking.
Well, first of all, people don't hardly ever see one on the road.
Yeah, they probably don't know what it is,
and
right?
then secondly, they don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It catches their eye because they don't know what it is.
The most common question I got with my Lotus, and I get that with the McLaren too, they go, what kind of car is that? You say Lotus, they go, oh, who makes that?
Right.
You know? Pretty easy to downshift.
Yeah, it's a pretty...
Yeah, the pedals are easy to heel toe. Best thing about this car is definitely the handling. The second thing I would say is the sound. You have that V8 sound. Even though it's a twin turbo, you still got like that muscle car V8 sound. Wow, this is a fun car to drive. Wish I could buy it. It's got enough torque that you could just leave it in gear, like leaving it in third gear here. You have plenty of power.
Yeah, you want to make...
Wow. what's great about a mid-engine car is you hear everything happening right behind you.
Yeah.
So you hear the engine better in here
than outside.
Yeah, than outside.
True.
Which most cars are the opposite, right?
That's true.
You're driving, people say, "Oh, your car sounds so cool," but
And you don't realize it.
Exactly. Your car's so insulated typically that you're not hearing the noise, and that's why all these modern cars have the fake noise.
Right.
I like this shifter too. It's pretty cool.
I do.
Even though it's higher up and probably bigger than your average shifter nowadays, right? And the air conditioning works. So you know this is a good Lotus if the air conditioning works, right?
Well, we went through the whole car mechanically.
Oh, great.
We had any issue that we unearthed, we had it addressed.
That's great.
So this car has all new brakes all the way around, new motor mounts.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I mean, if there was an issue that we discovered,
yeah, you would fix it.
we had it taken care of.
Good. Yeah, I always wanted one of these cars. It's so hard to find a good one mechanically. A lot of times people don't keep up with the maintenance.
Yes.
They could barely afford the car in the first place. And then, when the maintenance piles up and it's so deferred, then they put it up for sale.
That's so true.
You always,
left here.
who you're buying it from, whether it's a dealer or individual, who you're buying it from is just as important. It's like the parents of the vehicle, right? So you buy it from good parents, you probably have a good car. Wow. Wow, so visceral, right? Like your modern car.
That's right.
You ever get in a modern Ferrari, like you could practically take a nap in there. It's so easy to drive. Like here, it's like, wow, I really feel like I'm driving a race car.
It makes you work.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the experience, and that's why I love manual transmissions. We're not exceeding any speed limits at all, but we're having a great time doing it, right? Take some turns here. Wow, look at that. It's pretty flat. I mean, for a car from the 90s.
For a car that's 19 years old,
yeah,
it doesn't feel like a 19-year-old.
No, not at all.
Yes, in some aspects it does, but in other aspects, the way it handles, the way it's responsive,
right?
It's a fun car to drive.
And this is stock suspension, right?
All stock.
Yeah, so there's not, you got a stock ride height.
Correct.
You have, and that's why it's comfortable. Look at this. It's just like, it's typical Lotus, you want to take it on some turns. Wow, it's got a lot of power too. Look at that. Yeah, I mean, this is a true classic. It doesn't get the attention that it deserves, This is the last Esprit.
That's right.
Yeah. And it's got the best looks. I mean, what looks like if you were in school and you drew a sports car when you were in 3rd grade. This is what you would draw. Right. Even if you never saw an Esprit in your life, just the angles to it, right? The spoiler in the back, the pop-up headlights, of course. The lines. The lines are timeless. I always liked cars from the 90s, and I've owned a lot of cars from the 90s. The 993 Turbo, several NSXs, and I think that was really the pinnacle of visceral driving experience. The cars are still young enough. In the early 2000s as well, like this car's a 2000, but really came out in 97, the V8. They're still modern enough that you can still take it somewhere, right?
That's right.
You could take it for a weekend away, you could drive it 3 or 4 hours. It's not going to overheat, it's not going to break down, you can still get parts for it. 80s cars didn't have too much performance. The late 90s, early 2000s did have performance. And a lot more reliability. But it feels comfortable. I mean, I could drive this all the time. My back doesn't hurt. The seats are comfortable. If you go through a drive-through, McDonald's drive-through, you're probably going to have a tough time seeing the menu or paying. But this was certainly a blast to drive. Is it 2 lanes?
2 lanes.
Okay. And just running up, down through the gears is just worthwhile. And where are we?
We'll look around now.
Okay.
We missed the.
Sorry.
It's fine. No, we'll look around on that.
We're back to saying what we did. Okay.
You just don't want to get out.
I guess not. All right, guys. As I turn around, thanks for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Check out Gulf Motorsports website for not only this car, but they have Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Porsches, all the cars we love here at Glenn's Car Collection. Watch this video, share with your friends, like this video, and maybe they'll let us review some more cars. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.
feel the